All right, good morning. For injuries, Jermaine will be out today. He's getting a lot better. Hopefully we can get him back next week. Then Duane, Quincy, and Braxton are all dealing with their couple of bumps and bruises. They'll be limited. Not worried about the game.
You said Jermaine next week, so you don't think he's going to be available?
It doesn't look like it. We'll see. Unless something happens today and tomorrow, he's probably not going to make it.
What makes Denver so good on defense?
This is the D coordinator is doing a phenomenal job. But remember, this system was installed almost 4 years ago with Vic, and they've done a great job adding their flavor to it, and they've done a great job with the details and all that stuff. They are so precise, so fast, relentless. It's as good a defense as we'll see all year, and I'll probably say that a couple more times here in a few weeks. But these guys are legit. They're hard to move the ball on.
Was there a moment when you got I'm sure you scouted Quinnen Williams at Alabama and all that, but was there a moment when you got here where you realized what kind of player he was, like how special he could be?
Yeah, we remember we had the second pick. We ended up rolling with Bosa in San Francisco, but that was a big discussion, and he was part of it. It wasn't as open and shut in that building as people think it was, but he's a special talent. And I'll argue it is hard to come into the league, especially as an interior D lineman, to come into the league and have immediate success. He started to see some in his second year. Last year, like I said, he had the injury in the offseason that kind of set him back some, and he's, knock on wood, he's in tremendous health. He's in tremendous shape, and he's playing at a great level, and he's only 23, right? 24, and he's still a pup, so he hasn't even reached full maturity in terms of manhood. So
We see all these stats with Sauce, like the analytics, and they're really, really impressive on paper. Is he really playing that well?
Yeah, there's things he's got to get. He's gonna that he's gotten away with. A couple of penalties here and there that he can be better with. He's a special talent, and the talent there was. I think Sherm sent me a little clip of him on a double move comeback, just the on the field camera angle when I was on the bus. And I was like, damn, it was just a really, really impressive play, especially for a guy his size. So he is a special talent, and what's great about him is that he's just absorbing so much information, and he knows that he has a long way to go, and he knows he's got a ways to get better, and he's relentless in his pursuit to get better. So we got a good one, and he'll continue to get better.
When you met him probably at the combine, I'm guessing it's the first time you met Sauce, were you surprised? He's got an interesting nickname. He plays a position where usually guys are a little high on themselves. He seems to be a humble guy for how good he is.
Yeah, he's got a different. We didn't go to the combine, remember?
That's right. Like you have a Zoom interview with the combine?
Something to that. We with Sauce, some guys have this uncanny ability to be a bunch of smack talkers, and you smile and kind of laugh at it because it's almost enjoyable. And he doesn't rub people the wrong way with his talking. It's almost like it's an art. So he does all his talking, his personality, and he's an extrovert and all that stuff. But it's such good natured, and it's meant with such a good heart that I don't think people ever take it personal.
What was your impression of him with the fan putting the Chiefs' head? I'm sure you probably saw that later after the game, and again that was kind of fits what we were talking about. He wasn't really flaunting it. Fan put it on, he just went with it. Zard later even didn't seem like he was pissed off about it.
Yeah, no, he's you always want to hold your opponent in high regard, and but just think about how cool it was for him. He's in fabled Lambeau Field and all that stuff, and he'll learn as he goes. But there was nothing malicious about what he was doing in his mind. Just knowing the young man.
I'm sorry, what did you see from Quincy? I mean, I think he was carted off a couple weeks ago, and then he comes back and he had like 14 tackles.
Yeah, like I said, he's been playing really, really well. And he's so raw coming out of Murray State, right? At a small college, out there playing nickel practically. When you watch his blurry college tape, and but you saw the speed, the length, the explosiveness, and it's just a matter of time for it takes time to learn how to play behind the ball. And last year he went through a lot of growing pains. We forced him in there, and we're doing everything we could to help him, and he's now second year, and he's been getting better and better. So that injury, thank God, it didn't derail him too long. But he's having a really nice year, and he's only getting better. And even for him, he's got a long way to go in terms of not only just the physical part we all see, it's the mental part, not only from a playbook standpoint, but then stacking up great days and remaining consistent in what he's doing day in and day out. So he's trending in the right direction, and we're really excited about him.
Well, Chuck, across the board, over the league, passing yards and points are down this season compared to last year. For me, actually, what do you think that is?
Well, defense, from a defensive perspective, I mean, it's a lot of people are just doing everything they can to eliminate big plays, right? It's there's a balance of being aggressive and just letting these offenses take shots on your defense and go over the top and throwing haymakers, and so from that respect, I think defenses, for the most part, when you look around the league, are getting simpler in terms of overall scheme, where there's much more detail and precision being coached rather than just throwing stuff. Now, there's two ways to do it, and I've seen them both be very, very successful. And teams who are still heavy pressure, like the Giants, are doing an awesome job with their pressure system, which is just chaos, but it's controlled chaos. So there's a bunch of different ways, but I think the biggest thing is just trying to eliminate those explosive plays. So, and if you do that and you make teams go 10 plays over and over again, it's just really hard to do playing
You mentioned
game in and game out. That's okay, my fault.
You mentioned how hard it is for an interior lineman to make an impact. In general, it's hard for interior linemen to flash in this league. And like Aaron Donald, we all know, but you have to act. There's not a lot of names that just come right to people's minds and all. Is Quinnen starting to reach that level where he's, obviously he has this year so far, but
he's
Sunday. But
so far small sample,
yeah.
And just talk to him at walkthroughs. He's got to do it over and over and over again. He's got to keep stacking. He's got to be able to do it when teams are about to pay attention to him. Fully expect him to get a lot of attention this weekend, and one-on-ones being presented to the other guys in that D-line room, and it's going to be their time to step up and win those one-on-ones. So it's going to be a cat and mouse game, and he's got to be relentless, and he can't get he's just got to play every play like a championship play, and when his opportunity comes, he's got to win those one-on-ones, and vice versa. When they are paying attention to Quinnen and making sure that he doesn't do damage, the other guys got to step up and win their one-on-one. So it's a good problem to have, and a problem that I think we're welcoming.
So you kind of just however you delivered the message was you're going to have you have games like you have in Green Bay, you're going to have more attention essentially.
Absolutely, it'd be you're fully expecting him to get a lot of attention. Yeah.
Robert, with Denzel, obviously a healthy scratch every week, do you have to, and I'm sure this is not how we anticipated his season going, do you have to talk to him to give him a pep talk to keep him going, and what would he have to do to become active?
From a professional standpoint, he's got to come in every day and do his job. That's all of us. It is hard in his shoes, but right now the other guys are playing good football. You can only address 5, and there's a special teams value and all that stuff like we've talked about. And the reason why Denzel's here is because we still have a lot of faith in him, and he needs to continue working and be ready when his number's called. So.
With the way you guys have run the ball the last couple of weeks, you expect teams are going to now load things up and say, let's see if Zach can beat us?
I don't know about that. Because I think Zach has proven that he can win with his arm too. He did that in Pittsburgh, but at the same time, I mean, Green Bay came in and was heavy man to start the game and really throughout the game, and we just when you play as much man as you try to play, you're going to end up giving up explosive plays, and which we ended up getting a few of them, but. We'll see. We'll see how each game presents itself. Every team usually sticks to their philosophy and how they approach things, but what teams usually try to take away what you're really, really good at and force you to do something else. So it's just going to go back and forth. And
You have to tell Zach, I mean, he's had 39 pass attempts in the last 2 weeks. Just, kind of be ready for that moment, that it's not always gonna be like this.
I think he's ready. I think that's why I think he's having a really good start to his year. He missed, obviously, training camp in the first half of this, the first quarter of the season, and he's done it several ways. And if we said it, like this is a team game, and yes, the quarterback is a big part of it, and he's probably the biggest piece when you look at the global aspect of it. But if the quarterback doesn't need to play quarterback, and you can win a football game, then you prefer that the quarterback doesn't have to play quarterback.
Robert?
But he's proven that I'll go back to that Pittsburgh game, that if we need him to play quarterback, he can play quarterback. So we're not worried about Zach.
Take a couple more.
Sorry, I keep doing that.
That's okay. I'm a little winded.
Good answers though. With regard to Russell Wilson, how do you handle? Do you go into the game expecting that he's going to play this week? Obviously he's iffy so far at this moment. How does the preparation?
Yeah, we'll know about both quarterbacks obviously with Russell and the so many games that we've had against them, and trying to learn their backups. We know Josh Johnson's there. We're expecting him, if Russell's not able to go, expecting him to be called up, and we know him and his talent. Their scheme is built. That's what they have. I think they're doing a really nice job actually with schematically. And whether people want to hear it or not, they're freaking close to clicking. So we'll be ready for all of them.
Robert, on the Berrios touchdown, Duane Brown's running ahead of the field and he delivers that block. What did that show you? Is that something you show in film, like, here's basically the oldest guy on the team playing like this?
No, he's. I think he's already earned a lot of the respect in that locker room. Everyone knows how hard he plays. Even the week before, he had pulling him out. He's such an athlete, especially for his size, and so it's. I think it pumps up those old linemen. They love running, getting out on skate, getting those DBs out on skates. They love that stuff, especially with the new rules where you can't cut them. So it's like they're just free 330-pound men just running, which is, I don't see how that's safe, but it's. But no, he's earned that. He's earned the locker room's respect, and but yeah, that'll eventually show up on a tape somewhere.
Well, good.
Solid. It's the Murray State AV team on blast.
Murray video.
From Murray State.